Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wide Open Adventures. I actually got the name right for the first time. I usually want to say abnormal when I come on here, so I was trying to remember not to do that. Oh, man, we got a fun show stored up for you guys tonight. Since next week I'm going to be out for a little while, I'll be pre recording tonight also, so at least y'all can get some drops. Got a busy week next week. I'd appreciate all your prayers for my family. And of course, prayers for Hunter. Hunter, I love you. And as you can see, we have a new banner up, guys, that says, Hunter, I love you and fighting for you every day. Yes, the Lord is with us. Who can be against you when God is for you? Right, guys? We're going to talk about some things tonight. We have sent T. Carp an invitation. He may end up joining us. I'm not sure, but he may come in later. I'm going to bring Jesse on, and we're going to talk about long-range shooting, bullet coefficiencies, favorite weight, streamline, the new rifles that are out, all the Creedmoors, the 6PRC, 6.5 Creedmoor. We'll do some UK comparisons and some powders, what our favorite slow and fast-burning powders are, wind drift, and where do you get the most bang for your buck. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Jesse.
Hello.
What's up?
You're going to be doing some teaching today, aren't you?
Nope, I'm not a teacher. I'm not the teacher.
Yeah.
Hello, Belinda. Miss Cheeky Belinda from the UK. They got some really nice hunting up there in the UK, though. Maybe we could get Belinda to sponsor us on a trip up there.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't you see her other message? She said she'd come out and camp as long as we paid for the airfare.
Oh well, yeah. I'll make a deal with you, Belinda. I'll take a ship to where you're at, but I am not flying. Nope. Nope. No, not flying. Mm-mm. That's what I always used to tell everybody. If I ever joined the military, I would definitely join the Navy. I don't mind being on a ship. I just don't want to be, 30,000 miles in the air and something goes wrong, because it ain't like you can just step out the door and go for help.
But being on a ship in the middle of the ocean is safer?
Yep. In my mind.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll just let you have that.
And you don't hear it. I mean, if you think about it, how many plane crashes compared to ocean liners going down and bunches of people dying?
I think,
Yeah.
no,
Hmm.
it happens on ocean liners too.
But
It
how
does.
often
It does.
compared to airplanes like the UPS plane that just went down?
Well, there's probably just, I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't say. I don't know. It's just, there's actually more, you are more likely to die in a traffic accident than you are in a plane crash. The only
But I don't.
difference is with a plane, there are just more people on it and a bigger explosion.
But I don't think we could drive to New Zealand.
No. But again, you're more likely to die in a car crash than you are in a plane crash.
Especially if you try to drive to New Zealand.
Just take a duck, one of those aquatic land.
Yeah, I don't expect a lot of people to show up tonight because honestly, I did not promote this live very much. I just got a lot of things going on, and it'll pick the views up, I'm sure, later on. But yeah, I didn't promote it the way I should have promoted it like I normally do. So we'll just pick it up later on the replay. So I know you don't hunt, but I do a lot of hunting.
I haven't hunted in a long time. I went pheasant hunting last year.
Did you kill one?
Yeah, I got a hen.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of gun you use?
12 gauge.
What size shot?
Now you're just doing too much.
Was it an over and under? Single barrel, double barrel? No.
It was a double barrel over under. Yes.
Yeah, those are nice. I'd like to have one of those myself. I'm actually getting ready for deer season, which is coming up. I'm going to have to go sight my rifle in. I'm going to try something this year a little different that I've never tried. I'm going to see if I can reach my SKS out to a 250 yard 8-inch, stay within an 8-inch ring, and see if I'm able to stretch it that far. Everybody knows an SKS is, I believe, capable combat 500 yards, but combat capable, which means you may be able to hit somebody at that range, but probably not where you're aiming, is what most people say. But I've got a setup on mine that I should be able to reach out around 250 yards and keep it within a pie plate.
Okay.
And pretty much if you can keep it within a pie plate, that's the kill zone on most animals. You're not going to have any trouble if you can keep it within that range. Now, I got another couple of rifles I'm looking at picking up. And I'm going to start with Tim right now. I'm going to pick on him a little bit. So, Tim, you were talking about the old grandfather, the 30-06, right? So I love the 30-06. I've owned a plethora of them, and it's a good round. It definitely won the war for us, I believe. But what do you think about this hype, Tim, on the 270 ballistics compared to the 30-06, saying that there's nothing the 30-06 can do the 270 can't, and the 270 can do it flatter, further out with less wind drift, more energy on target? Let's see what he.
The 30-06, Ken, or the
The 270 has less drop at range. It has less wind drift, not as much wind drift. And when you get out, I believe around 800 yards, the 270 starts carrying more kinetic energy. But again, you have to ask yourself, is 800 yards? Not very many people take an 800 yard shot. I mean, there's people out there like Josh. You know Josh.
Mm-hmm.
He is a 1,000 yard shooter.
He'd be hunting at that far, though? That much distance?
I don't know that he hunts that far.
Yeah, the pause there answered that question.
But he can make, let's just say he can make a 1,000 yard shot.
Okay.
He enjoys long range. He enjoys testing his skills at how far he can hit a target. And he has some really nice rifles that he achieves that with. One rifle he has no problem going out to 1,000 yards because it's actually an anti-aircraft round. It's a 50 caliber BMG. And it has no problem at 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
I know he's he's actually got a sponsor right now. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Josh has picked up a sponsor. He's got a couple of sponsors now. Now make sure I get this right. I don't want to give the right person credit for something that they didn't do. But I believe Savage sponsored him and sent him a long-range rifle for free, sent him the stock to go with it, and then he's also partnering with a scope some people with a scope. They sent him a scope, the rings, and everything for long range, and he is now building a gun that he is going to be showing for the partnership. And I think he's going to take it on a hunt. And I believe, if I'm not sure, I don't want to overspeak, but I believe is what do you call it? His son shot it. Yeah, his son shot it. And the last thing that we had went to. Different Josh, Tim. You couldn't walk him to the range. But, you know, Josh has been into guns as long as I can remember. I used to watch him when he was a little bitty boy. Hey, Henry, good to see you. Walk across the pasture. God, how old was he, Mom? 10? 9, 10? And he would be going across the pasture in all camo, carrying his rifle, going hunting.
Yeah.
So he always loved to shoot. Of course, he just lived down the road from me, so me and him, we would shoot a lot. I mean, I'm not talking like a little bit. I'm talking like probably over 1,000 rounds a summer. We did some shooting.
Yeah, that's pretty decent.
And we made a lot of bets, you know, who could hit what, how far we could reach out there and get it, and, you know, the biggest deer, and, you know, all that fun stuff. We was always in the woods. If I can get him to come on, guys, Josh has a video, dude. I've seen it. This ain't what he just said. I seen the video. This will blow your mind. He lived in New Mexico, and I know this doesn't go with this channel, but I'll jump out of that once I tell you about it because I seen the video. He had, I don't know if you call it a fairy, a little person, or whatever. He had one of those at his privacy fence that actually walks back and forth, and he's talking to it, telling it, come here, and it'll kind of like walk out like it's going to walk to him and then walk back. He actually has that recorded.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of strange things out in New Mexico.
Yeah, I think Jesus is out there. You said a lot of strange things. but yeah. Yeah, New Mexico is a plethora thing. He's hunted a lot of things out there. Now we'll get everybody going right now. I don't know how much this stuff y'all probably keep up with. Probably not like I do. What is everybody's thoughts? And Miss Belinda should have a comment on this because we're going to talk a little bit about a UK inspired round. What is everybody's thoughts on the popular round that has come up, because it's been around for a long time, 100 years, but it's the 6.5 Creedmoor. There's a lot of talk about the 6.5 point Creedmoor. It's supposed to be the lightning rod of the woods, you know, it's supposed to do everything. So what's everybody's thoughts on that?
I don't know much about it.
I didn't think so.
No, I was going to do my homework today before the show, but I was doing laundry and I went to church and then I went to the grocery store, dinner, and and I was doing some video drops. So, yeah.
Loser. I heard you went over and are trying the Rumble experience. I have a channel on Rumble.
I am getting ready to rumble. I am, yes.
I have a channel on Rumble. I've done it a few times. I didn't pursue it, but I did try it because it was supposed to be the up and coming thing. You know, YouTube, whenever Rumble was first getting really hot and everybody was talking about it, Henry, we're going to get to that too. When it was coming around, YouTube was really worried because Rumble pays a higher percentage than YouTube as far as your monetization. So that was a big thing. The red eyes in the woods, Henry. Man, you know, I don't know. I have never, as long as I can remember, and let me think, so I make sure I don't lie to y'all, because we got trolls waiting for me to make a mistake.
Stop.
I don't know that I have ever seen anything have a red eye reflection that I was able to identify. And I've seen a lot of eyes in the woods. I hunt and fish, but I don't think I've ever that I could identify that I've ever seen.
Yeah, because I think like deer have like a greenish blue,
Right.
yellow. Yeah, I don't know.
And white. I've seen white, you know, the big bright white ones. But, you know, Henry says they look like flashlights. They're so strong. But again, I would argue the flashlight theory, because they're, whatever they are, they're reflecting. Because when I turn my lights off, it ain't there. When I move my light away, it ain't there. When I move my light onto it, that's when you get the reflection. So whatever it is reflecting or refracting the light from the light that I'm using, and it's coming back as a red color. Now, if I was to turn out all my lights and we had a red light out there, I would most definitely say human moving with a red light. And we would take different measures than what we do with what we think is a cryptid. Because humans carry guns, and that's when things get a little bit different, because they can reach out and touch you, and I've had my life threatened, and I'm not just going to stand around down there and wait for somebody to take my life, because, you know, I've had a guy even say on his show that if justice isn't served, he's going to come and serve it himself, and he knows exactly where I go investigate. And the only way he could know that is obvious. Somebody down here has told him and showed him. So that would be, and I don't think people are thinking about this, but that would honestly be premeditated first-degree murder, which would carry the death penalty in Oklahoma and Texas.
Oh, well, his claim is that he has PTSD and he would have a PTSD episode at that moment.
So now we're having premeditated PTSD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, but that's what they,
Right. And Henry, you're right. They were pretty tall, the way they were moving and everything. It was pretty weird down there that night. But also, that place is a great crappie fishing day, or place during the day. And I want to do some crappie fishing. It's just I've got a lot of things coming up. I planned on doing it this week coming up, but tomorrow's a big day for me and my family. And like I said, all the prayers that we can get. God is good, and what is done in the darkness will be brought to the light. And I'm going to stop there. So, guys, I'll tell you a gun that is absolutely, I believe, like if I was going to take Jesse hunting, let's say, city girl, not real experienced in the woods, doesn't know a lot about guns, gun drift, gun drop, all that, right? Not saying that's a bad thing. It's okay to be a city girl in your rhinestone cowgirl shoes or whatever. But if I took her out there hunting and we was going to do, say, some squirrel hunting, there is a caliber that I like better than any caliber. And I'm not going to say that the 22 is obsolete, because everybody should own a 22. I love 22s. 22s are fun to shoot. They're cheap. It's good to start your kids with. It teaches them gun safety. It teaches them trigger, you know, to squeeze the trigger. It teaches them to how to use a scope. And, you know, my opinion is, don't start a child out with a scope. Start them out with open sights. Let them learn the basics and then move them up. Keith Blunt, are you a psychic? Are you a psychic? Ban him, ban him, ban him. No, actually, Keith is right. Keith, you nailed it on the head, dude. 17 HMR is what I would take Jesse out there with, or even myself. I mean, if Jesse wanted to buy me one, whatever, But
Is that a hint?
if Jesse wants to sponsor the channel, but but no, the 17 HMR Keith, amazing round, an amazing round. We was out and we had a chicken hawk killing livestock. We wasn't guessing. We were watching this chicken hawk kill our chickens. And he grabbed a baby chick, and it was one of my kids's, and they were having a fit because they just witnessed a chicken hawk grab their baby and fly away with it chirping and squilling because, they hook them. It flew to the end of our pasture and landed up in a big oak tree. This was years ago. And it's sitting back there. And it's probably 400 yards to the tree, not counting the elevation to the top of the tree. So I ran in the house, grabbed my 17 HMR, and I'll tell you the reason I grabbed it also in a minute, but I grabbed it, went on the back porch, sighted it. There was a little bit of crosswind, so I allowed for windage. Put it up right on his right side of his chest, hoping to hit center mass with the wind. I squeezed that trigger. As soon as that gun went off, feathers exploded. And that thing just straight down. I was impressed that I had hit this animal at 400 yards with a 17 grain bullet. 17 grains. This is a little bitty bullet, but it is moving super, super fast. And the hole was the size of a baseball.
Wow.
These little guns are amazing. They are, it was like lightning struck him up in the top of that tree. And he didn't flop, flutter, try to fly. He just straight down. And another thing I like about the 17 HMR, if you're hunting in the woods especially, is whenever you fire a 17 HMR, they have ballistic tip bullets on them, and they're only 17 grains. So they can hit a leaf or a little bitty twig or whatever, that bullet explodes. You don't have the worry as much of the ricochet or the bullet traveling a long ways hurting somebody. When that bullet, as small as it is, hits something, it dumps this energy, explodes. To where a 22, you can get some pretty bad ricochets. I remember being a kid, you'd like, pow, and you're like, meow. Everybody's like, ooh, that's cool. Then you get older and you're like, ooh, yeah, that was kind of dangerous because that bullet was like tumbling out across there. And, a 22 can, a mile and a quarter is what the long rifle says, or, deadly at a mile and a quarter. But that's got to be, with the exact elevation, wind, and everything in the day, and you shoot it just perfectly. I've took a 22 and aimed it flat off of my shoulder, just flat out, just to see how far it would go before it would dump into the ground, just to try to get, just a flat shot. And most of the time, whenever I do that, about 100 yards, and it's smashing the dirt at 100 yards. If you shoot it flat off your shoulder, pow, and it'll go out there about 100 yards, and you'll see it hit. Now you can elevate it, I'm sure, and launch them, way out there. But yeah, 17 HMR, I really like that gun. And no recoil, none. It recoils less than my spring fired pellet rifles.
Okay.
Absolutely no recoil at all. Like, you can look through the scope, pull the trigger, and never lose your sight picture of what you're shooting.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, you never have to remove the gun from your face to see what you're shooting at. That will stay in your scope, whatever you're shooting at. There is no recoil.
Wow.
And accuracy at 50 yards, me and Josh, had a bunch of old 12 gauge shells, and we laid them down with the brass facing toward us. At 50 yards, it was nothing to shoot the primers out of their shotgun shells. They're awesome. They are awesome guns. I'm comfortable with my. I'm not going to go into what my. I have a rifle that I will never tell anybody what it is. We'll talk about a lot of my guns, but I do have one rifle that I love, and it is a super long range rifle. Your bullet is going to hit within seconds of anybody ever hearing the sound. I bought it because someday what I would like to do is I want to go out and I want to go pronghorn hunting. And whenever you pronghorn hunt, it's usually a long shot, and you need a fast bullet, because if you take the shot and of course the pronghorn hears the sound before the bullet gets to him, he's going to jump and run, and you're going to miss him, or you're going to hit him bad. You don't want to hit an animal bad. You want to be ethical when you hunt. Make it as fast, and as humane as you can. And the one I got now is just beautiful. I mean, you could drive nails with it. And it's got the power at 1,000 yards. It retains 2,100 foot-pounds of energy. And for a lot of y'all that don't know a lot about energy, the equation to that would be, they say to ethically take a white-tailed deer, you would need around 800 foot-pounds of energy.
Okay.
So I've got 2,100 at 1,000 yards is what if I could hit one that far away.
That's a lot of energy.
Yeah, well, let's put it this way. It has more energy at 1,000 yards than a 30-30 does at the end of the barrel when it's first fired. And 30-30s kill deer at 150 yards, 200 yards. So yeah, it's a beast.
Yeah.
It's a beast. Little Dragon has nothing on it. Little Dragon does, but I think me and Mom are going to do a video together coming up whenever we get everything this week done. Hopefully, a lot of things are going to happen this week that I'm not even going to have to deal with. It. It's going to be dealt with by somebody else. We're going to go do some shooting, and I think we're going to get Mom on the Little Dragon, and I'm going to get her on the SKS, and she'll probably maybe shoot her 45, and she's got a 12 gauge, and we'll break my 12 gauge out, and I'll show a lot of you all the differences. I don't know if a lot of y'all even care about this. I guess maybe you do because you're on an outdoor channel. I want to show you all the differences in a choke and what a choke pattern actually does, not only for hunting, but for keeping in your home for home defense. Because one of the things that bothers me is you watch movies, and in the movies, they grab a 12 gauge and this guy's breaking in, and you don't even have to aim the 12 gauge. You just, boom, it's a shotgun, and you're going to hit them, right? And you're going to blow them out the door. In the real world, that's not true. A shotgun has a pattern. It is larger than a rifle pattern, but depending on your choke and how close you are, it may not be that much bigger than a rifle. If you're in your house and somebody's coming at you and you decide to use it for self-defense, you fire that shotgun, those BBs don't just come out of the end of the barrel and spread. Those BBs are in what they call a wad. Okay? This wad is a backwards plastic thing that's holding your load. When this wad comes out of the end of your barrel, it catches the air, which peels back the wad, which then releases the BBs, or the projectile that you're firing. If that wad comes out and you're shooting at something close, everything could stay in that wad at a certain yardage and be like shooting a slug. It's like shooting a rifle and you've missed your target. And if the further away something is on a shotgun, the wider, but it's not just an aim and shoot type of weapon. You got to know your gun. You got to know your load. You got to know your choke. Every gun will have a different POA, point of aim. Every gun. And, you got to know your gun. Your gun has to be your best friend. It's got to be an extension of your body. Muscle memory. You got to
Yep.
know how it works. Because, I mean, how many of y'all had a slingshot when you was a kid at your mom and dad bought you one of the little cheap ones? Right? If you were in the country. So you go out and you take this little slingshot that your mom and dad bought you, and me and my friends would take them out, and of course cans and bottles and then sparrows, were our targets. And we would go out, and at first, whenever you get it, you're like out in the driveway, and you're just shooting rock after rock, and you're just trying to hit, the trash barrels, and just shooting it, having fun. And then it turns into, after you shoot that for so long, your mind starts figuring out that slingshot, and it says, oh, it's going to drop this much at that distance. This is what it's going to do. So then you start learning to hit that trash barrel. I got to pull a little further back, and I've got to tilt it just a little bit because it's going to curve when it comes out to hit that trash barrel. And then after a while, you're hitting cans, you're hitting bottles, and then you're killing sparrows because you start learning how that weapon works. You learn the weapon. You learn how it works. And I don't know how many of y'all, you probably didn't, or a lot of people, Tio. But a lot of people, when I was little, we had little hand crossbows. You ever have one of them?
No, only the big ones, the regular ones.
I had one that fit in your hand when I was little. It come in my stocking. And you would pull it back, lock it, had the trigger on it and everything. It shot little bolts. Pretty bad little dude. I mean,
I think they sell those on Amazon now. You can get those on Amazon.
We killed rabbits with it. We rabbit hunted with them. And the way we would do it is I had two dogs. Their name was Dan and Ann. And they loved to hunt. And you know what was funny? They come up to the house. Somebody dumped them when they were puppies. And of course, they come up to the house, and we wasn't going to let them starve. So we took care of them and fed them and raised them. And, those were the some of the smartest dogs I ever owned. And they were just dumped, Heinz 57s, right? But them dogs were so smart. I would go in the house, and I would grab my gun, and I would come outside, and Dan and Ann would be there just wagging their tails. And they would run ahead of me because they knew where we were going to go hunt. And where we lived at the time was full of oil wells and oil pumps and all that. And of course, whenever they would pull the oil wells and stuff, they would just leave the pipe. They, you know how old people are. They just leave their stuff. So it was laying all over out there, right, in the pasture. The rabbits loved to run in those to hide. So Dan and Ann would chase the rabbit into the pipe. Ann would go to one side, Dan would go to the other side, and the rabbit would be in the middle. So he would be hopping, knowing what I was going to do. And I would dispatch the rabbit. Out of the pipe. And of course, sometimes they didn't always die. They would run out because they were shot. Dan or Ann, either one, would pick the rabbit up. They would dispatch it, and they would not eat it. They would walk it over and lay it at my feet. And in my pocket, I carried treats. The dog got a treat for doing it. Not the animal that it got, but it got a treat for doing it because you teach the dog to like the treat better. Now, a lot of people say when you clean animals, don't feed it to your dog or you'll make them eat them and all that. That wasn't true with me because I would clean the rabbits and throw the leftovers to them as a treat, and they never would eat the animal that I hunted. They never did.
Well, it's because they were trained to know that, though.
Right. And Mom, when she was a kid, she was shooting milk jug lids out of trees at 8 or 9. I mean, that's just how we were raised. We were raised around guns because that was our way of life. Yeah, Henry, for sure. Let's see. Some people are saying here, Mike, the best homemade weapon was a potato gun. I still have one, Lori. I got a funny story for you. Y'all want to hear a funny story that could have got my friend in trouble? It wasn't me. I'm not going to tell. I'm not going to tell on him. I'm not going to use his name. But I had a potato gun. Still got it. It's out there in the building. And I don't know. Have you ever had a potato gun? Oh my
Nope.
gosh. So a potato gun will shoot a potato
Mm-hmm. I know what a potato gun is.
straight up in the air out of
Mm-hmm.
sight. Like you won't be able to see the potato.
Mm-hmm.
It'll launch it so high you don't even see it. These things are bad. Well, we learned, Lori, me and my friend in the backyard playing around with a can of Aquanet and the potato gun. Then Aquanet was a hell of an accelerant for them.
I think
full of alcohol.
I think every female knows that.
Yeah. So Aquanet was what everybody wanted. So we're out in the backyard, and my friend's like, "Let's try a pear, dude. Let's shoot a pear out of it and see what it does." We're like, "All right." So we jam this pear down the tube. You know, it's like an old musket. Spray the Aquanet in it. We had a lantern striker for our trigger. We screwed the back on, like, boom, and it rolls out through there, man. Pear everywhere. We're like, oh, that's cool. So this little neighbor boy and my friend, they were fighting at the time, and the neighbor kid was probably 11 or 12. He goes driving by the house, and he flips my buddy off. He's like, meh, 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 meh. My buddy's a little older. He's probably 13, 14 at the time. He's like, I can't stand that little shit. Can't stand him. So we're out there, and he's like, I'm going to scare him. And we're like, okay. So instead of grabbing a pear, he grabs a green apple off the tree and plunges it down. And man, them green apples, guys, they fit perfect down that barrel. We had never shot a green apple before. And I need to read things before I throw it up there.
Mm-hmm.
And they, the kid's coming, you hear him coming down the road, and he was driving a little silver S10. He's like, ring, ring, and he rolls down his window, and he's getting ready to flip off my buddy. And my buddy's pretty far back. I mean, he's back by my basketball goal, probably 30 yards away. And he's like, I'm going to scare him. The boom off of this is going to scare him, because nobody else had a potato gun in town. I was the only crazy kid that had one because my grandpa made it for me. And he comes down the road, and he goes, boom. And you know how, like, when something goes to happen that is like you throw a rock at a window or something, everything goes slow motion. It's like you watch that rock, and you're like, oh my god. Well, he fires the apple, kaboom. We all look, fire out the end of this PVC pipe. Here goes this green apple, just lightning speed. And the apple's got this curve on it, and everything's in slow motion. And the kid's like looking away, driving, and he hears the boom, and he's like, turns his head, and he's a little white haired kid. Here goes this apple. Slow mo, curving. At first, we're like, it's going to hit his dad's truck. And we're like, oh no, it's got the height. And it's curving right in the window. The kid's looking, boom, right in the throat.
Oh no.
Apple explodes inside of the cab. I mean, it looks like a 50 caliber hit a dude overseas, right? It's like, boom. That truck slams into the ditch, and we're like, "You killed him!" We're all yelling. So we took off running to the truck to now offer aid to the enemy. So we're running to the truck, and when we get there, the kid's like, "What was that?" And there's like apple dripping all in that truck. And we're like, are you okay, dude? And he's like, what happened? And he's crying, and he's got this huge red ball mark on his throat. And he's like going, you know, and he's like, something hit me really. Did you throw an apple at me?
Oh, no.
And my buddy's like, yeah, I threw an apple at you, because he didn't want to admit he just shot him with something, you know.
Right.
So the little kid, he backs the truck out of the ditch and he goes home, and his dad was a funny guy, and his dad said pretty much, well, you shouldn't be driving by flipping people off. You know, I mean, that's just how his dad is. His dad was like, if you ask for it, but yeah, but I will never forget. It was that slow motion, but the boom wasn't. It was like boom, and then it was like, you just see that kid. He's like, mouth open, everything, and then there goes this apple. Yeah, I mean, it exploded. The whole cab of his truck just goes. I was like, oh my, I'd never seen anything like that. I mean, you couldn't even see his face or nothing for the white cloud of mist for a second. And then there was just like apple falling. And I don't know.
One way to make it applesauce.
Yeah. It hit him so hard. I'm surprised it didn't do more damage to him than what it did. Yeah, he turned that kid into applesauce pretty much. Good night, Lori. We done a lot of. I'll tell on Sarah's husband for a second. Josh and them tried to say I made him do it. But you can't make a 30-year-old do something they don't want to do. We were all outside one night, and he decided to crawl up on top of his trailer house. We're all rednecks out here and live in a mobile trailer house out here. It's like a trailer mansion, I guess, since we all live together. But he goes out there and decides to crawl up on top of this trailer. And he does whatever he had to do. And he yells at Sarah. And he's like, Sarah, scoot the trampoline over here so I can get down. And I'm like, get the camera. So I go get the camera. And Sarah's like, I don't think you should do that. And he's like, yes, Sarah, get the trampoline. So he jumps. He actually did jump. It's on video on this channel. I think it's a picture of a guy in a cast is what I use for a thumbnail, something like that. But he jumps off the top of the trailer, hits the trampoline. Now, I expected the trampoline to bounce him, but it was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen. He just goes, huh, and just stops. And then he starts like rolling around. It didn't even bounce him. I was like, is he okay? Because you could hear the wind just come out. Just, huh. But, we done so many things. Yeah, living in the country. I mean, I'll tell y'all a funny story. I don't know if it's real. It's funny, but I wouldn't tell a kid to do it. When I was young,
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Clough. Much love to you too, brother. Glad you was able to make it in. So my mom and dad, we always celebrated Halloween in the little town that I was from, right? And Christmas and everything was a big thing because you've seen how small the town was. I showed you. And we would always celebrate, and everybody tried to outdo everybody. It was like a fun, everybody competed. It was fun, though. It was all in fun. Because on Halloween, all of us kids that lived in town got to go to those scary houses and experience it, no matter what people done. And it was just fun. Everybody knew everybody back then. Now that town's just, it's got a few good people in it that I still like and respect, but it's turned into a gossip center. It's just a bunch of old people that got nothing better to do than gossip. And thank God we're out of there now. But there is still some good people that live there. I have family that live there and friends that live there. So it's just the bad overrun the good. But Halloween was coming up, and my mom and dad always got us really nice Halloween costumes. And my mom went and bought me a devil mask. Now, this devil mask was so scary. I didn't know if I wanted to wear it when I was a kid because, I mean, it was scary looking. It had the black hair all over the top and down the back. It had the devil's face with the eyes that moved, when you move your head. I mean, it had the horn. This thing was scary as hell. I mean, it looked like Kaylee when she's mad. It looked like the devil. So we go trick or treating. Everybody loved it. Everybody thought it was scary. So summertime runs around, right? Well, a bunch of kids hanging out in town had nothing better to do, right? So it was my house. There was a house beside me, which was family. And then down at the end of the corner was my grandma's house, my great grandma. I was raised around these people my whole life. Well, grandma liked to sit in her chair. She had a really long front room. And she would sit at the very end of her front room in her rocking chair. And she would do like Artex painting. And she made quilts. She was very talented. She made beautiful quilts. She sold them all the time. We have a bunch of them. Well, I knew what she was doing late at night. And back then, everybody kept their main doors open and their screen doors open because we all didn't have air conditioners, and that's just what we did. You kept your doors open. So I'm out running around in the yard, and all my kids are like, my friends, we got to go home. We got to go home. We got to go home. Street lights are coming on, right? Got to go home. So I'm bored. And Mom had let us play out in the yard for a little while. So I crawled in my bedroom window, and I grabbed the mask from the toy box, and I put it on outside, and I start running from our big tree at the end of our sidewalk by the road. I would run in front of cars and be like, ugh, and then run back and hide. Like people didn't know who I was. I'm doing it right in my front yard, but I was doing it. So I'm out there trying to scare people, and I get bored with that. So we love you too, Scared Silly. So glad to have you. So what I decided to do was go down to Grandma's house. Well, the fastest way to Grandma's was out of our yard, past the house beside us, which was, family, and then down to my grandma's house. So I sneak down, sneak across the rocks, the driveways, the two driveways, and I crawl up on Grandma's porch, crawling, because I don't want her to see me. Well, her storm door at the bottom has a large, that aluminum piece where you can't see through it, and you have the window up above and the screen. So I put the mask on, and I crawl up to the window, and I pop my head up, and I'm looking like through her door, and I can't see real good. Hey, what's up, God's Guns and Ammo? Good to see you. I can't see real good, so I'm like, from her looking, it probably looks like this, like. I'm trying to see, like, is she looking at me, looking at the TV, or is she looking at the quilt, right? Grandma had two knee replacement surgeries, and I think both hips. But she was up walking around then. It had been a while since she had those surgeries. And I was like 12. And I'm looking, and all of a sudden, man, she does this. And she looks at the window, or at the door. She's like, and she's like staring hard. She's like, and I'm down there going, and and Grandma's like, she goes, whoa! Throws her feet up in the air, starts screaming, throws her stuff, has her hands up. Beside her, she kept one of those green, phones. We didn't have cordless phones. I see her rip the phone up and start hitting them buttons, man. I was gone. I knew she was calling Dad because that's who she would call. She was scared. Man, I took off running. I ran past the neighbor's house that was related to her, ran to our house, threw that mask through the window, and went out there and I sat in a chair out in the front yard. Nothing to see here. So I just sat there. Well, Grandma called the neighbor, the other family member, and she's like, oh my God, I just saw the devil. He was looking in my door. And my neighbor, was my uncle. It was funny. He said, "Yeah, we saw the devil too. He just ran past here." And he said, "I think he's over there sitting in Kay's yard right now." Yeah. So, so I just sit there. I'm like, looking around. The door opens and Mom goes, "Michael, get your butt in here." I'm like, "Yep, I'm in trouble now." So yeah, I got in big time trouble for that because it scared Grandma really bad because she thought it was the devil, and until my uncle told her not to worry that they saw the devil run past their house. So yeah,
You could have given her a heart attack.
and I wasn't even thinking about really like scaring her like that. I just put the mask on so they wouldn't know it was me goofing around, window peeking on her,
Uh-huh.
And then she's like, I mean, you can see her. She's sitting there painting, and her TV's over here, and the door's over here, and she's like painting, and she look at and paint. Yeah,
Oh,
I was gone. I was gone. And then we had my dad had. This is I'll tell y'all kind of how we grew up. You'll get a good idea. So we didn't have a lot of money, so we had to make do with what we had, which I did. I had a great childhood. I wouldn't trade my childhood for nothing. I mean, I had the best family in the world. God gave me the best family could ever been given to on my mom's side, and very few on my dad's side. My grandma, Alice was her name, Grandma Alice. She was a great grandma. She was my great grandma. We shared the same birthday, same day. She was exactly 70 years older than me. Like a second mom again, I was always at her house if I wasn't at home. Uh, but very few good people on that side. But my dad had roofed the house, and we had a pile of shingles in the backyard that were all different shapes. Some were triangles, some were just different shapes. So these kids that lived down the road from us, they were mean, man. They had just moved to town, and there was this one kid. I can't remember his name. He had blonde hair, and then he had two sisters. B and Christina was their names. I'll always remember them. And they were mean. I mean, like they moved to town, and me and my cousin, we like ruled the block. Right, the block was ours, and they moved on our block, and they were like fighting us and mean to us. And this little boy was mean, but he had lice, and you could watch the lice run in his eyebrows. But he was so mean. Oh, he was mean. Well, one day I'm outside playing. I had a basketball goal that my dad had built me out back, and I was shooting baskets. I shot, a lot of my pastime back then was shooting baskets or swinging in my swing set, singing Christian songs because we went to church every Sunday and Wednesday, and my grandma was a Sunday school teacher, and we would go to Sunday school during the summer. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm out there, and man, all of a sudden my back hurts so bad. I mean, our neighbor had honeybees, and honeybees, they hurt, but not like that bad. If we get stung all the time, and I was like, what, and I fall down. I'm like, and I turn around and I see that little bastard running through the field with one of those Daisy pump BB guns. That little prick had shot me in the back while I was shooting baskets. So I was like, okay, all right. Well, my cousin came out every Sunday, and we knew we was gonna get him. So Sunday come running around. I didn't have a BB gun at the time to seek revenge. So we had to get kind of, make up our own weapons. So we decided to make the shingles our weapons. If you take a shingle and you throw it, they're almost like a boomerang. They'll go out and they'll kind of spin around and hit, and they hit like a knife. So that boy was out in the field one day, and me and my cousin was out there, and of course we were all cussing each other like 40-year-olds. We were into it. It was a big old fight, and he pulls his gun on us and he cocks it and he's aiming it at us and I'll shoot you, and we're covering our eyes because the old saying back then is shoot your eye out. We was all terrified of that, so we're like covering our eyes and we're yelling, and he fires. Pow! It hit me right in the leg, hurt like a mofo. I was like, ugh. Then he shoots my cousin. I pick up a shingle and I like throw it away from him. I'm like, shoo. And the kid laughs. He's like, ah, 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 ah. That thing curves around perfect. Swap right in the throat. Just drops him right out there. I mean, at that point, I felt like that guy off of Wolf Creek with the boomerang. I got me a Joey. But I mean, he just crumbled like a sack of potatoes, straight down, just piled up. So we jumped the fence, ran over, took his BB gun, beat him with it, and then we ran back home. After that, we all kind of made friends. That he didn't want to fight us no more. He was like, I want to be your friend. I don't want to fight no more. And then there was this other little girl. She was mean. She lived a block down. She was older. She was probably 16, We were like 12, 13. She was this, little prissy girl, kind of, So she'd been mean to us. And she'd ride her bike through our crawdad hole, out of all things. And, of course, that would make us mad, And we'd tell her, quit riding your bike through here. This is our fort, We had a fort and everything. Except for our fort was like an army fort. We would fight over it. Well, one day she would ride her 10-speed through there. So my other cousin, he's like, I got an idea. So he dug a hole and he put grass over the top of it. Let's just say she ate handlebars and dirt. I mean, her bike just goes,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a traumatizing thing that happened to us was we had a neighbor, and one of my friends was over that I played baseball with. We had girls on our baseball team because we were such a small town. So the neighbor we had, she was really mentally ill, and she had a hoe that you used in your garden, right? It was probably about that long. It was broken. And she would stand outside in her dress and bat rocks with it all day. So she had a dog that was mean too, and she'd sick that dog on you. Out in the back of her yard, she had a really big, tall burn barrel with steps that went up. She'd crawl those steps and throw her trash in there and burn it. She actually fell head first in there one night. It was really bad. Yeah, you could hear her screaming and beating on the barrel. Yeah, that traumatized about half the kids in the neighborhood.
I hope there was nothing burning in it at the time.
Oh, yeah. She died.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that would traumatize a lot of people.
Yeah, because there was a lot of... there was a lot of kids outside. But growing up, we had a lot of fun. Me and my cousin, every Sunday, I think the town knew my cousin was coming, and we would be running together. Sometimes he would stay the night, and you never knew what we were going to try to do. Mostly, we would try to scare people. We'd love to scare people. I don't know why, but that was one. We thought it was funny to watch the reactions because there was this girl that lived next door, and she, she always had her bedroom window open, and she was like, the '80s girl, had the big puffed out hair. She was always singing, kind of like a Jason movie, right? And we like sneak over there, and we're like, we're gonna get her good tonight. She thinks she's all that. So we took this pumpkin and we put a mask over the pumpkin and stuck it on a stick. And we raised it up to her window, and we were just sitting there, waiting. She screamed louder than anything. She started screaming. We took off running. We heard her dad laughing. He had already knew who got her. The next day, he saw me outside and he said, "That was a good one." He said, "You got her good." But yeah, I guess I should save more stories for next time. Maybe we get T Carp on here next time. He must have got busy and wasn't able to drop in. I sent him the link and all, so I'm sure he was probably busy.
Yeah, Sunday he might have forgotten, was doing stuff with the family.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, should be some video drops on Wide Open coming up pretty soon. Some more fishing, hunting, camping. If y'all want to help me out a lot, next week, watch a lot of these reruns on Wide Open. If you don't mind, just let them play because I'm not going to be able to record. Got a lot of things we got to take care of that I have to do too. And so I would just ask that you all would just do that. Do it on Abnormal too.
Yep.
Yeah, Lori, we were the reason there was curfews. They should have called it the Mike Law. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I pretty much raised Sarah growing up. I used to put her in a box when she was little and tie a jump rope in it and pull her around and she'd go to sleep. She was just a baby. But I mean, we grew up, just having fun, living the easy life, the simple life. But we had chores, we did have to work. And I tried to instill that in my children. And of course, kids don't want to do chores, same as I didn't. But we were forced, we had to mow the yard. If mom and dad were mowing the yard, then we had to go out and make sure we had our toys picked up and cow bones and rocks or whatever else we'd thrown in the yard. We had to go clean up the yard, and you prayed that dad didn't hit something that hurt the mower, because if it wasn't supposed to be out there,
Oh yeah.
So we had to go do that. And then as you got older, then it was you mowed the yard, But I kind of liked mowing, though. It was kind of fun. My mom mowed a lot, though. When we were growing up, my dad had broke his leg and he couldn't work for a long time. He compound fractured his leg and broke both sides of his ankle. So he was in a cast up to his hip for, I don't remember how long, probably 6-8 months. And my mom was mowing yards and everything right in the dead heat of summer, to take care of us.
Yeah.
She used to mow a lot. Just good days.
Mm-hmm.
Some of, you look back on it and you just can't believe how retarded some people got. There's an old saying that says, "I know you wasn't born retarded because it takes a while to achieve the level you're at."
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a true statement, because it seems like a lot of these people have worked so hard to reach the level they're at.
For some, yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I truly believe that. But I do want. Would you all be interested? And I don't know if y'all would be. How many of you all are interested in wildlife videos and stuff like that? Or like I could set up a spy cam on Sarah's house, and y'all could like log into it live anytime. Have you seen that guy on TV that did that to his neighbor? That's a true story.
No.
Yeah,
Did he
there's
get
a
in
guy.
trouble?
No, it was on the news this morning.
What?
There's a guy in Sacramento, California, that got into a fight with his neighbor. His neighbor was playing the drums at night, like dun, 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 all night. So he called the police. They live 1 block outside of the city limits. Well, in the country, your peace cannot be disturbed. That's the law. You cannot have your peace disturbed in the country. You can make noise all night long. So this guy's like, okay, all right. Because these people, I guess, are outside at night all the time doing their weird shit they do. They're up all night. So he's like, okay. So he goes and gets a camera, right? Puts it on their house, live feed 24 hours where people can watch. He had over 150,000 viewers that are logging in just to watch these people. Yeah. So he's making money off of them. Probably pretty good paycheck off YouTube. 150,000 subscribers and growing. That's pretty good check.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And it's not illegal because the law states that anytime you're in a place that you're allowed to be, that you can film anything that's within sight. So you can go and stand in front of somebody's house all you want to in a right of way that you pay taxes on, and you can record them 24 hours a day, and there ain't nothing they can do.
There was,
to my understanding.
Yeah,
but look it up. But look it up for yourself.
There was a YouTube channel called the Milwaukee Roundabout, and it was facing the roundabout right by the Iron Horse Hotel. And it was, I think they ended up moving, and so it's not an active channel anymore. But you would be surprised on a daily basis how many people would fly right through the middle of that roundabout. And that person had thousands of people watching her videos because people just don't know how to take a roundabout and drive around it. I mean, police officers driving through the roundabout, trucks and cars, and I mean, all sorts. And yeah, she had lots of, and that's all she did was just left it up and let it run. And it was pretty interesting stuff.
It's just, I don't know.
People are stupid.
People are crazy.
Yep.
Guys, I do want to thank y'all for standing up for me, fighting, not being afraid, being my warriors. They hate that I call y'all my warriors, but go look up the definition of warrior in the Cherokee language, because that's what y'all are. Never ceasing to stop fighting for what one believes in. Because if you're not willing to fight for it, then you don't deserve it. I believe that with all my heart. And a prime example of that was Jesus. Look how hard he fought for us. He fought for us until his death. He died for us, fighting for us. A prime example. Even God says he does not like a coward. He says that. He says to go out and to be strong, not to be weak. Because he is not the spirit of fear. It's all going to come around, guys. Victory is ours. It has already happened. We give God thanks for the things that we do not see, but the things that we believe in and we trust in. For we know that we already have victory over the enemy. He was defeated on Calvary. He was defeated over 2,000 years ago. Don't let him fool you and think that he can win, because he's already lost. With that being said, anything you'd like to say, Jesse, before we hop out of here?
No, just everyone have a great week ahead. Rumble, check it out. And that's it. God bless.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your support. I would appreciate your prayers next week, really strong for my family and for the return of Hunter, and just for for my family and protection. You guys are awesome. Good to see new faces in here. If you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. This is a fun place. We're going to do a lot of fun things, a lot of good cooking. We get everything done. You're going to get to see my mom cooking. She cooks the old-fashioned way, like the 1700s, and she'll be doing her cooking and stuff. She turned 147 this year, so she's got a lot of knowledge that she can share with you all in there and teach you how to cook. Jessie's not far behind. I think she's 130 this year. So,
well, considering I'm younger than you, where does that make you?
person, what is your name on Rumble, Jessie?
It's called Screaming Demon.
There you go. You asked, Clove. Clove. Now, Clove. Wait. We gotta wait for Clove's response. Really, Jess? Really? Let's see what he says.
Now he's not going to answer.
Clove is on the spot. What was that they did on The Grinch? Dun, 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 dun.
Uh-oh.
Dana's even laughing, Clough. You done something. Absolutely scared silly. Hunter is loved and missed a lot. Absolutely. Thank you for that. I love all the hearts, Dana. Thank you for that. Sharon, thank you for that. Look at all of our warriors. Tim stepping up. Thank you for that, Tim. We appreciate that very much. Thank you, Dana. I'm glad you like this show. It's going to get better as we go. You know, I'm going to tell y'all something. There you go. He says, I knew already. Good cover, Clough. Good cover. Oh, Lord. I'm going to ask the audience about this, guys. I'm not taking away from Abnormal by saying this, but I'm really beginning to love this channel. I feel different over here than I do amongst the demons in the other atmosphere. I'm not saying we're going to quit that other channel because God tells me not to stop against evil, that I am to stand up to evil. I'm not weak. I'm not afraid, and I will not hide. Whenever you mess with my family, I'm not going to run from you. I'm going to run to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I promise you that. My mom raised me a fighter. She didn't raise me a coward. And I'll never forget the day that she turned me into a warrior was the day she told me, either you kick his ass or when you come home, I'm going to bust yours, and there can't nobody hit you harder than I can. You know? Guess what? T Carp's backstage. He just showed up.
Wow.
So do we bring Travis on chat? Jesse, this might turn into an even bigger show.
Why not? Heck.
We will bring Travis on and see what he's got to say. Mm-hmm. That's funny. He's just now like straightening up his camera. See, guys, God works in mysterious ways.
Very true.
Everybody's
saying here.
Yes. They're saying bring him on. You're drinking Pepsi.
Yep.
I like Pepsi. I haven't been drinking soda.
I haven't either. It was on sale today at the grocery store, so I figured I would splurge.
I drank tea. Oh, and I drank a V8 with my supper tonight.
That's good.
You don't even want to know what Mom made. She made cabbage and peppers tonight with barbecued chicken. She made potatoes and green beans.
I made chicken enchiladas.
See, Mexicans can't do chicken. That's the only thing I've always said.
I'm not Mexican, so it don't matter.
but it's still Mexican food.
Well, actually, it's kind of not because I did white enchilada. It's not enchilada sauce. It's
Oh,
cream of mushroom with sour cream, and then you put it on top of the enchiladas with onions and cheese, and then bake it. It's so good.
Clough said, keep it going.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's
You
go.
know, and Mexican food is one of my favorite things to eat if I ever go out and eat. But I
Hmm.
do not like their chicken. Their pollo is no good. Now they're oh my god, their cheese and their queso and their beef enchiladas and uh, I think Sarah likes muchachos or something like that. I don't know. I don't know.
Muchacho.
She likes the guys when we go out. She wants a muchacho club. But you better tell Clough to watch out. She's going to be ordering a muchacho. Andy plays the guitar.
With his
Oh
new
my
hat.
god! New hat, new hat, new guitar. Sarah can sing. Tim said Lulu's back. Oh god! Fogged up my damn glasses on that one. Oh Lord! I'm sorry, Clough. I know you're going to be like, why? He said, "Sir, that's a personal attack." You going to sue me for libel and slander now? Next Saturday, Clough's going to go see an attorney. Oh, God, Clough said he looks like the young Larry Fisher. Larry might see that as an attack, Clough. Before it's all over, all these YouTube people's gonna be suing each other, slander and libel. Oh my god! You know what's funny to me is people say, oh, they're over there, all them Democrats, all them Mike's a registered Democrat, which isn't true, but Mike's a registered Democrat. Then he goes and I hate that First Amendment people up there using that First Amendment. Okay, dude, you got to pick a side here. That's what my friend was saying today. He's like, how in the hell is that guy declared that he is a, you know, Republican whenever every one of his views is Democratic? He goes, the dude whines like a Democrat. He doesn't like the First Amendment. He blames everybody else for his troubles. I think he has snorted too many chemtrails down there in Texas. Oh, Nelly! I'm done playing in the yard. Could you wheel me inside? My tank's on 3%. Oxygen about gone. Here's T Carp. Let's go ahead and see what he's got to say. He has no idea what he's walking into.
I don't know what's happening, what's going on. I'm just, like you said, just walking into this. What in the world are y'all talking about?
Well, what were we supposed to be talking about, or what did we end up talking about?
Right. Both.
When people have OCD and ADD should never be allowed to go live.
No, you guys definitely shouldn't. Shoot, I'm running around like crazy today. I was like, you know what? I'm hopping on this live. I said I'd be here. I'm here. So forgive the everything. But
well, we're glad you showed.
Sounds like y'all been having fun without me.
Oh man, we was actually fixing to end it. We saw you come on. We're like, we got to bring Travis on.
Dude, man, it's been crazy today. We've been rolling around couch shopping, just trying to get stuff done for this house, and then now it's couldn't get that done, and we've got mother and father-in-law flying in from Atlanta, so we got to go pick them up here. Golly, in about 20-25 minutes, everything was like collapsing. I was like, I have a live to do. Oh gosh! So it's just kind of one of those things.
No worries, man. I know you're busy. That's the way I am right now. I've got so much going on next week. I mean, all I do is work. Jesse can attest to that, and I barely have any time.
Oh man, dude, I heard that. It's getting wild weather out here in East Tennessee. It's about to. I think it's going to snow tonight. As
Hey,
crazy as that sounds.
We got light.
Here too.
We got light snow this morning here in Oklahoma.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
I know it because it was like 60 or 70, and then it's just dropping like mad the temperature. So I didn't know. So I know you're in Oklahoma, Jesse. I can't remember where you're at.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Dang it! After I said it, I knew it came
Yeah.
out horrible.
She's a cheesehead.
Hey, I'm a Packers fan. I'm a big Packers fan,
Woohoo.
actually.
Hey, how about those Sooners last week?
I don't want to talk about it. I'm still wearing my. I've never seen a Tennessee team lay down like that and just give. Oh my gosh! They just laid down and just gave Oklahoma the game. And I mean, Oklahoma played a good game. Don't get me wrong, but just Tennessee just was terrible. It was terrible.
That's what I told Mom. I said, I know Travis is watching this.
I was watching every minute of it. I was insanely upset. But it's also, it was the game that would never end. So it was like I'd given up hope like 3 or 4 times, and I knew Oklahoma fans were kind of like, God, I just want this game to end too, just because it was just wacky, man. It was such a wacky game. But shoot, have you been hunting this year yet?
I haven't got over to the hunting yet. I just done actually my first catch clean cook video this year.
Nice.
I dropped it 2 days ago, I think, something like that.
I missed it. Send it to me, and I'll watch it.
Yeah, it was a success. We had fun. I'm doing some late fall catfishing. Getting ready to roll over deer season. The rifle part's coming up here November, I believe 14th.
That's around the same time it starts in Tennessee too.
Okay, that's what I'm waiting on. Actually, I got my rifle. I'm going back old style. I killed my first deer with my SKS, and I'm going to try to repeat it this year.
So that's what 7.62 by 39. The Lourenco. It would be. I've heard it said that 7.62 by 39 is so similar to a 30-30, very, very similar. They're both 30 caliber rounds, right?
Yeah, it's 30 caliber. 100 the ones I'm using right now are 124 grain hollow point.
Okay.
About 2,400 plus feet per second, something like that.
Yeah, that'll get it done all day, every day. So,
oh yeah, the one I killed.
I think
when
a lot
I was
of people.
Oh, at 75 yards, the first one I killed took maybe two steps, and it was a through and through hole. I mean, it left probably an acorn exit.
Hey, there you go. What do you think about folks using tactical rifles as hunting implements, like using an AR, or some would say you're using your SKS. That's the precursor basically to the AK. What would you guys say if like someone were walking around with an AK-47 going to hunt deer? Like, how would that make you feel? What do you think about that? All that stuff.
First of all, I would say that I love it because I don't feel that an inanimate object is the problem. If people will go back and do their research, they will find that it is not these 30 caliber weapons that are killing people. It is a 22 caliber, because a 22 takes more lives every year than any other caliber. But you don't hear people screaming, let's ban the 22. I have a personal opinion and belief that the reason they want to get rid of the 30 calibers is two reasons. First reason, people without a gun don't have a voice. Second reason is they don't want us to be able to go out and to be able to secure our own food. They want us dependent on them, and they want to make us totally dependent on them, because a rifle in the corner all day long, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter what's on it. That rifle's only going to do what the person holding it does with it. And that bullet coming out of a bolt action is no different than it coming out of a semi-automatic. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I know there's a lot of very traditionalist, and they get all woo that you got, you know, an AK out in the woods, and I say that because I've been hunting, I've hunted with an AK and done it, and people get all really weird when they see it, even and they're out there hunting as well, and it's like, this is just exactly the same as the 30-30. It's just got a different action, and I've got a 20 to 30 round magazine versus, you know, a 10 to 15 round tube fed magazine. It's
Right.
it's just the action. It people in people's brains, it doesn't look the part, so they get scared by it.
That's what I think too. I mean, the only small advantage that I seen looking at reloading books when you go to the 7.62 by 39 compared to the 30-30, and this was before they came out with the Levolutions, was you had a little more pointed bullet, you had a little more aerodynamic, you had a little less drop, maybe a little more range, and plus, youth shoot them good. The recoil is not terrible, and I would rather somebody go hunting with a caliber that can hit something in the kill zone than take something they can't handle and hit something bad and make it suffer.
I agree. That's why I cannot stand this. The major hate that you have toward the 6.5 Creedmoor, not you, but the
Right.
hunting community has, or they like, oh, you're not man enough. You're using a 6.5 Creedmoor. You sissies or whatever. And it's like, you know, use a caliber that's not going to blow your doors off and hit the animal in a ethical area that will drop it.
Right.
That's all. That's my thing is I can't stand the 30-06 or nothing crowd. I really can't stand that. And I've got a 30-06, and it's actually Dad's, and we'll show it. We need to show it on camera once I get it pulled out and get in the house. But like I'm not a I just get so frustrated with that argument. And I think you really laid it out really well, Mosh. Like, have a caliber that you can shoot well.
Yeah, because I mean, I was raised from just a young boy to still have it, the old 12 gauge with the hammer on it, the one that kicks like a mule. And I was raised with that. And I shot for a long time 300 Winchester Magnum. And, like they say, it kills on both ends. And it does. It hurts your shoulder as bad as it hurts what you're shooting with it. But for whitetail deer, you don't need that. Maybe if you're going elk hunting or something like that, yeah. I was looking at ballistics the other day, and everybody, like you said, was really on to the 6.5 Creedmoor. And the 6.5, the 30-06, at distance, the 6.5 retains more of its energy. It has less drop. It has less wind deflection. Now, if somebody wants to argue that against a bigger caliber, the only one I can find that beats the 6.5 in that category without, enormous recoil is the 270. And a lot of people will go after, the Jack O'Connor loved that round. Jack O'Connor said that's the do it all round. I mean, he took African animals with that, with the 270. And the 270 does not have a bad recoil at all. And it's running, what, 3,100 feet per second on a 130 grain bullet. The wind deflection is a lot less. The drop on it's a lot less. The 270 can do it all. But, I mean, the 270, it does kick harder than a 6.5. It's not a lot harder. I think it's like, what, 5 foot-pounds or something like that, felt at the shoulder. So it's not a whole lot different. But, I say if you're going to go out there and you're going to deer hunt and you know that, hey, I'm going to deer hunt, take something that's comfortable, something that's fun. Take the 6.5. That way you don't have to worry about, if it's an awkward shot, am I going to get scope bit?
Yeah.
Where you don't have to worry about that.
That's exactly right. It's, there's too many people out there that have had the story of, dad took him out there to shoot their first deer rifle, and dad put a 30-06 to a 12-year-old shoulder, and it just absolutely just about decapitated them. Like, there's too many stories of that.
Right.
And it's like, and then they wonder why no one wants to hunt with them or anything like that. I think we as hunters, we as outdoorsmen, you and I, like, we have to do a better job of putting people in the right situations to where it's pleasant, to where it's comfortable, to where they have a high likelihood of success. And then we say, okay, let's make it a little bit harder, a little bit harder, a little bit harder. It's like you take a kid out, bluegill fishing first. You don't take them out, walleye fishing,
Right.
stuff like that. Same thing when I think about, hunting. It's like, hey, let's use this caliber. Let's do this. Let's not get it to where it's a day you're absolutely free. Just make it easy on them.
I even, people want to argue the 6.5 Creedmoor, but look right now what people are doing. People are harvesting moose with the 6.5 Creedmoor. If it'll kill a moose, it's pretty much going to
Kill a
do
deer just fine.
anything else you're going to need to do.
I killed my first buck with a 6.5 with the old Savage Axis special, $350. Rebecca, how much did we spend on that Savage Axis? she says that she just buys the gun. She don't pay attention to the price, but I think we spent like $350. It was one of those, yeah, it was like the Rural King special. Is just had the scope, everything on it, and I shot my first buck was 125, 150 yards, 6.5 Creedmoor. It did just fine. So
did you have to track it? Was it down right there? Was it down right there when you hit him?
I believe personally that I missed it the first time, and then I nailed it the second time. But at the same time, my friend was like, it went up and did a donkey kick the first time, and then I just downed it I had a follow-up shot and I downed it. The only thing was I could only find one hole. So either I went through the same hole or I got it the second time, type of thing.
I've seen them do that when they're not hit. I've seen them kick like that.
Kick.
Yeah, and I've also seen them duck too. I've seen them duck on a miss. They'll shoot and the bullet will hit high, and I've seen them, try to duck it after it hit. I bet you he heard that bullet go past him.
He may have, but I'll be honest with you, I didn't have it sighted either. Probably one of two things. Either I didn't have it sighted in incredibly well, or I'm just a bad shot, which is probably both. But on a bad shot, a little bit more farther back than I'd like, it downed it right there. 120-pound buck, 150-ish, 125 to 150 yards away, downed it right there.
Was it through? Did it go through and through?
Through and through.
Pretty.
It had plenty of It had plenty of energy. It had a pretty gnarly exit wound. I mean, it did its job. It did its job really well.
That's all you can ask. I mean, that's all you can ask for. And like what you said about the 30-06, people say, "Oh, it decapitate you." You take a 30-06 and you put a 150 grain bullet on it. It's not that bad. Now you put a 180 grain bullet on it. It's
Oh,
You know,
it'll rock your socks off.
you gotta watch that scope. Then
Right.
I
But I
messed
think
up. Ooh, I shot 180 grain 300 Win mag.
that's not fun.
That hurt.
That's not fun. I think too these modern rifles, they do a good job of integrating like recoil pads into their stocks now, and get you a little recoil pad, and it'll be just fine.
You ever
Um,
tried the Limb Saver? Have you ever tried that?
no, I've never tried a limb saver. I need to try one.
Dude, I tell you right now, if they sponsored me, that's one thing I would sponsor and believe in 100%. I bought one and I put it on. I had a Ruger 700. No, not a Ruger. What was that on? It might have been a Ruger. That thing kicked, dude. I remember it hurt. I mean, it was uncomfortable. And my buddy was like, go buy a Limb Saver. Go buy a Limb Saver. And so payday, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. So I went and bought that Limb Saver and I put it on, dude. It turned that thing into a 30-30.
Just sweet.
Like a 30-30.
That's awesome.
I mean, there was nothing there. I was like, oh my God.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I wanted to ask you this. What is your thoughts about hunting over corn or hunting over bait? What's your thoughts? And Jesse, I'd like your thoughts on that too. Like, what's your thoughts on hunting over bait?
To me, that's like telling me that I can't go fishing with bait. I just have to use a hook.
Interesting. Okay. What about you?
You mean like baiting them in? Well, it's illegal here. So
Right.
that's kind of the way that it was always. I don't know. Say if
See,
it's your
it's illegal
property,
here
you
in
can do whatever
Tennessee.
you. I say if it's your property, you do whatever you want.
That's my thing too. And my wife, she was like, she's like, what if the deer come on our property? Do we need a license to shoot them once they're on our property? I said, yeah. She says, why? I was like, well, according to the state of Tennessee, it's the state of Tennessee's deer, not yours. So it's they also have anti-baiting laws here in Tennessee. You're not allowed to shoot it over bait or 200 yards. It has to be cleaned up. But they're changing that law in next year. Next year you can pay an extra $50 privilege fee to shoot over bait. And
See,
it's like, my thing is I almost take Ted Nugent's stance. It's like, you want more deer killed. TDOT wants more deer killed. TWRA does. Why do you have these anti-baiting laws? Like what? Like this whole fair chase thing.
right.
It's I just don't agree with it. Now people will go get all up in arms. I'm like, man, it you know it kind of goes back to the reason why most people don't hunt is most people don't have 2 weeks to scout and 3 days to stay out there like they used to. It's like they got to do it in a weekend end or a weekday, and if not, they may get 1 or 2 days to hunt. Period. Just the
Right.
way things are now. Make it more successful. Make it there. We have enough. We have enough animals in the state of Tennessee to do it. We have 900,000 whitetails. I mean, get her. I mean, there was a 6-point buck in West Knoxville today. That had got hit by a deer or
Right.
hit by a vehicle, hit by a Lexus or something like that, right by a Maserati dealership. So it's like we got plenty. Like let us hunt over bait.
In Oklahoma, we can hunt over bait on private property or leased property. They don't mind. We can have any kind of bait we want. The good thing where I live and I take advantage of is the Corps of Engineers, which I have a love-hate relationship with them. They allow people to lease their land to plant corn and wheat and everything, which I'm all for that because it helps it enriches the land. And they have to leave a certain percentage of that for the wildlife. And that does make, a good place to hunt over. But the thing that's weird to me is the Corps of Engineers have what they call Article 36. Article 36 is a federal law that they have come out with. And what Article 36 says, you cannot have a weapon on the Corps of Engineers hunting lands unless you are in pursuit of game. So if you camp at night and you have a weapon at your camp, then you're illegally in possession of a firearm on Corps of Engineer land, which doesn't make any sense. Well, now the Trump administration stepped in on that, and I believe it was 2020, and they came to a resolution with the Corps of Engineers, and the Corps of Engineers said, okay, we're gonna revise Article 36. We're gonna go change it to the state law of open carry. That if you're out here, you can have your weapon as long as it's an open carry, and then if you have your hunting weapon or whatever unloaded at your campsite, you're good to go. Trump said, I think people ought to be able to have their hunting license or rifles loaded. You don't know what's out there, right? You're in a tent. So they ended up agreeing with Trump, and they said, okay, we'll revise Article 36. They still haven't touched it. They still haven't changed it. Article 36 is still what's keeping everybody out. But there is a loophole in that. And I want hunters to know it's hog season year round. As long as you carry a weapon that is legal to hunt that hog with, then you're not in illegal possession of a firearm. And thank God, hogs are considered a non-game animal, which means you can kill them with pretty much any caliber, any weapon, as long as your handgun has a barrel length of 4 inches or longer, and pretty much anything else is a go. You can kill them with anything because they're considered a nuisance. So if they come up on you and they say, oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm hog hunting, dude. You know?
I like that. I like that a lot. There's you got to have loopholes around these stupid, because that's all these federal laws are, trying to loophole you out of hunting. You've got to loophole yourself back in. So
Well,
that's so annoying, man. I can't stand that.
Look what Oklahoma just went through this year. You know, I'm native. A lot of people don't like that, but we don't have to buy a hunting fishing license as long as we're on Indian territory, which is pretty much all of Northeast and southern Oklahoma, along with other states. I get to hunt and fish for free because that was a treaty we had. So,
and that's one treaty that they haven't broken yet.
Well, our governor did this year. Governor Stitt came out and said, if you don't have a hunting license or a fishing license, even if you're native, they're going to write you a ticket. They're going to write you a ticket. Okay, so Cherokee Nation had a response. If they go to write you a ticket, you're hunting and fishing, take the ticket, be courteous, bring it to us, and our federal courts will dismiss it. So they were dismissing them. So now the Oklahoma Attorney General made a statement, like, I think 2 weeks ago, and said the governor can do all he wants to. If you're Native American and you get a ticket for any of this, our Attorney General said, bring it to me and I will dismiss it. So, yeah, he failed on that.
Man, all these people just want more and more money. That's the wild part about that. They just want more and more tax money.
Yeah.
What's wrong with somebody being able to go out and harvest food for their family?
That exactly, and that's my big part about this is, like, I should be able to, like, put some corn, give me 1 second, guys. Hold on.
Okay. Unless it's Jessie. She might be out there with a slingshot.
You know, Lori brings up a good point. She says it's not against the law to hunt next to cornfields, but they don't remove the farmer's corn.
Right. Yeah.
I know they made it illegal here too, that you can't put up trail cams like a certain period of time before hunting season opens, because they don't.
So dumb.
Yeah,
That's
they
dumb.
don't want you being able to track the deer and stuff, and it's just
it's this anti-fair chase, law, or this fair chase laws, and it's like, my goodness, guys, like, you want more deer killed. Deer are, you got, chronic wasting disease going, that's rampant across the country.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be, and hunting as a whole is declining. Like, you need to be taking care of this deer. You need to be promoting hunting, saying, man, this is so cool that they have these devices, all that stuff. And it's just trying to make it harder and harder and harder on these hunters.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I don't understand it. I think, if you look at it from the conspiracy realm of, hey, they don't want you to know how to feed yourself. I kind of, I'm getting, I'm getting
yeah.
there too, but I think a lot of it is these people are just anti-hunting. Period. They're just, they think you're an evil person because you're out hunting a animal that looks cute. I
Do,
really do believe that.
do you think also a part of what that could be is they're working it backwards? That they're saying, if we can get rid of the hunters, then there's no reason to have guns for people to own.
Yeah, I think that too. I think there's a big reason that it's all conjoining and working together. Absolutely, I do.
Because a lot of your Second Amendment proponents, Ted Nugent, and a lot of them, they're big time hunters also. And if you can get rid of those, you don't need a gun. You don't need a big rifle. All you need is a single shot
Exactly.
shotgun to defend your house with.
Well, as
Right.
long as we have the
I
Second
think that
Amendment,
they
though, I don't.
also.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I think too. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Jesse. I
Yeah.
was thinking that I think they've seen the evolution of Joe Rogan, how Joe Rogan went from a really, extremely left-leaning liberal person. He gets into hunting, and then the wheels start turning in his head, and it's like, oh man, self-sufficiency, all that, and then self-sufficiency breeds into conservatism, or at least that self-sufficient, I'm not saying conservative, but it leads into a lifestyle that you don't have to depend on the government. If you can feed yourself, you don't have to depend on anybody. You just
Right.
depend on the Lord, and that's it. And
Mm-hmm.
the government does not like that.
No.
And that's why God put them here. He tells us that it is meat to eat. That's why it's here. But like here in Oklahoma, dude, they're not going to let us kill a doe this year. It's all bucks. But you go out here in these fields, and I'm not talking like 10 or 20 deer in a herd. Try 50 and 100 all over the place.
That's
It
wild.
it makes
What's the reason behind it?
They do that weird stuff every year, man. They'll come up one year and say all you can kill is does, or all you can kill is bucks, and of course, a doe in Oklahoma, I don't know if it is where you're at. If it has an inch or more horn in Oklahoma, a doe, she's actually considered a buck.
Okay. I didn't. It doesn't have anything like that here. We do two does. We can do two does and two bucks where we're at.
In
Um,
Oklahoma, they can identify as a male.
that's wild, man. That's wild. Shoot.
But
But
just some of the remember, people, we pay these people for these laws and thought process, and that's what bothers me sometimes. Okay, for instance, I'm not going to say any names. I want to rant a little bit. So you have organizations in the government that are supposed to be so smart at what they do. This is what they do for the best of everybody. But yet, things are right in front of their face, and they're not even smart enough to see it. So then you have to ask yourself, do they see it and they're programmed to do something different because this is how it is supposed to be done? That this person isn't supposed to win, but this person is. Because when you go back and you look at some things, these people, honest to God, cannot be that ignorant, because these things are not even debatable problems. These are very basic, fundamental rights: right to life, right to you know, to be a parent, the right to, to protect yourself. But yet, it's like we're in trouble when allegations hold more weight than tangible proof. That's whenever we start getting into trouble, because then nobody is safe.
No.
Yeah,
Sure.
I agree. If they don't understand those truths, yeah, I'm right
And
there with you. I apologize, my friends. I love you. Unfortunately, I have got to hop off.
it's okay.
My wife just gave me the hey, we got to go pick up the mother and father-in-law from the airport. But thank you guys so much for letting me hop on.
Hey,
Yeah.
well,
Dude, we are going to do this more. Like
oh,
I hopefully 6 to 8 weeks from the house being built, and I'll have a space where it's like we can do this all the time.
I got something for you, though. I found out for you hop off. If you want to do a video on your guns, like you was talking about the 30-06,
Yes.
YouTube says we can do that, but it has to be pre-recorded. We cannot show a gun on any live. If you show a gun on a live, they will delete your channel. But you can do it on any pre-record, so that would be like a Patreon we could do.
Okay, we could do a Patreon. Well, we could do a Patreon, and then we could maybe do like a members only. Like I've seen guys do members only on guns, and that's maybe something we need to do too, and think about. Can we do,
Yeah, as
or
it
does
has
it
to
have
be
to be members only, or
pre-recorded.
okay, so that you have to upload it to them, and they check it out, and their little AI checks it out. Okay, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yep, that's it. And then we could. For that matter, we could just release it as a video, long as it's a pre-record.
As long as it's a pre, hey, I'm down, man. I'm down. We need to do that, and we need to get it done. But I love you both very much. You guys
Yep.
know that. Y'all be good.
Love you too, man.
Take
Be
care.
careful.
God bless.
But yeah, I just have problems with the thought process of people that are supposed to know.
Yep.
And we're going to leave on that note, because you know where I could go with that.
Oh yes.
I could go very deep,
Yep.
because I worked in those organizations and I know what they do.
Yeah.
Guys, hang around and let's find out where Wide Open Adventures really goes. I'll leave it at that. We might just take this channel to the top with a whole lot of things.
Mm-hmm. That'd be good. Oh, Belinda wanted to know the difference between, is there a difference in taste between buck and doe?
Is there a difference in taste between a buck and a doe?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the buck tastes sweeter and the doe tastes a little more scorned. No. The doe does taste better than the buck most of the time, because she doesn't have the hormones that the male has. And most of the time when we do hunt these animals, they're in the rut, so their hormones are really high, and the male's neck will swell whenever they're in the rut from the hormones, and they mark themselves and a lot of stuff like that. We love you too, Travis. Good to have you. But yeah, there is a difference. Now the buck can taste better if you shoot him and he dies immediately. Now, if you shoot him and he's allowed to suffer to where he runs and you have to track him and he gets his adrenaline up with what he's already got, his testosterone's high, you're going to have a strong tasting meat, which is better to then turn that into jerky or hamburger or sausage, something you're going to heavily, season.
So that's noted. Shoot the males fast and drop them fast. Don't let them run.
Right. Yeah. And the scorned doe, Dana, yeah, they all taste the same. They're all scorned. But if I was hunting for my family, you know, not bone hunting or anything like that, just meat hunting because I wanted to feed my family, then I would look for a doe, a big doe, because you're going to get a lot better quality meat. Um, I took, and, you know, I have took the backstrap of a deer before it's ever frozen. I'm talking a fresh deer. Cut the backstrap off, and I took both of them and I put them on my grill outside. And I didn't even use my favorite two step. I used what's that other one? Not two step, not slap your mama. What's that other one? Uh, Sharon will know. It's a Cajun. It's a dust too, and it's really good. But all I done was dust it with that, and I threw it out there on that grill, and did not overcook it. That's the main thing with deer is you don't want to overcook it. And I cooked it, and man, I tell you, honest to God, that's it. Sharon, Tony's. That's right, Tony's. It's really good. And I tell you right now, that meat was so tender and was not gamey at all. It was fresher than the best steak you would ever eat. I mean, it honest to God melted in your mouth. It was so good. That's it, Pink. My kids ended up eating most of it. I got like 2 slices, and my kids devoured it. I mean, it's delicious. Butterfly steaks, you can make those out of the backstrap too. You take that backstrap, quarter it up, and butterfly them, and then open them up, and you can put some Philadelphia cream cheese in them with some jalapenos, and close them up, and you can wrap them in bacon and throw them on the grill. And wow, I mean, yeah, you'll hurt yourself. And the good thing is, it's good for you. It's not bad for you. It's not going to raise your sugar levels or anything. You know why? It's because that's what God gave us to eat. That's what He wanted us to eat, not all these preservatives. I watched the thing the other night, and I knew there had to be a reason, but I now know how they do it. Trav said he loves backstrap. One of the things, when you hunt and you kill a deer and you go out and you butcher it, right? The meat is dark. It's dark meat when you butcher the deer. It's dark meat. But then I noticed when you look on these stores and they're like, oh, we got fresh deer meat for sale, hamburgered, and it's all so red and it looks so good. And I'm like, no, fresh deer meat don't look red like that. Fresh deer meat's dark. So I started Googling and I started looking. You know how they make your meat red? It's not dye. Give you a hint. It's not dye. You know how they make your meat red?
They put bugs and preservatives and stuff in it.
It's not even that. I found I know their trick now. They pump it full of carbon monoxide.
Really?
Absolutely. They pump it full of carbon monoxide, and that meat looks like it's bleeding. But it only lasts for a short time. That's why when you go to the store and you buy your meat and it's red on top and you get to the middle and it's brown, that's because the carbon monoxide leaves from the inside out, because that's where they inject it into, is the inside out.
Well, I know I've seen things where they've done, the stuff that they've done to like ham and turkey and everything else. And another reason why I won't eat ham. But yeah, a lot of the food that we get in the grocery stores are not, it's not safe. It's, it's stuff that we've been accustomed to. Even the stuff that we used to get that used to be safe, they have slowly started adding things to it to the point where nobody questions it, because it's gradually changed.
You know what I'm having trouble eating right now? That I used to love as a kid and in my young adulthood. Sausage. Have you noticed sausage does not taste like sausage used to? Sausage to me tastes like fresh pork. It does not have that sausage taste no more. And I have bought different names, it doesn't taste like it used to.
No, because I don't eat sausage.
Well, yeah, because y'all are weird up there. But I mean, normal people that eat sausage know that sausage. I mean, when I was growing up, we would go have breakfast. Breakfast, you had bacon, sausage, biscuits, gravy, pancakes. We ate a big breakfast in the morning because we worked on the farm. You work hard, you eat hard, work hard, right? Grandpa used to say, eat biscuits and gravy because it'll stick to your ribs. It would last until dinner. But sausage anymore, it almost just does not even taste good to me. It tastes gamey. It tastes strong. It does not taste like sausage.
Well,
I will sausage. I want my sausage.
I will say that there are many things that, depending on the brand that I got, like, I might go to the grocery store and I'm used to picking up one item, but then I stop at a different store and they don't have that item, so I'll pick up a different one. And when I get home and I'm eating it, like, for example, the meat package ground turkey that I got from the store the other day, it was a completely different brand. Not only did it not taste good, the whole thing about it, the texture, everything, I could taste the chemicals in it.
There's that taste. Yeah. And Dana, I haven't got no cheese from there anyway, so it don't matter. But yeah, I mean,
I'll send you a Kringle, Dana.
Oh, Dana, did you hear that? Hold her to it, Dana. If she don't, we know what'll happen. You just made a mistake now. Yep, I ain't messing with Dana. You know what I would like to do, though, and I mentioned it the other day, if it's legal, okay? If it is legal, I don't know the game laws that well. I know some of them, but not well enough. But if it's legal, what I would like to do, just as a treat to you guys on this channel, if I get a deer killed this year and I make jerky, I would like to do a giveaway on some jerky to somebody, just so y'all could try some deer jerky. And I'll probably send Jesse some pig jerky if I can get a wild pig.
What pig? No, I'll take the deer jerky. I'm not taking no pig jerky.
And that still stands, Jesse, that I do double dog dare you to eat that jerky that you have. I double dog dare you, since I'm not going to be able to next week. I double dog dare you to do a short and at least try it, because I bet you're gonna love it. I know you'll love it.
Well, okay. First of all, I can't post videos anymore to Wide Open ever since the whole thing with it getting.
Oh yeah, your fake accounts. Everybody else says it.
Well, now we know where that's gonna go. No, not the fake accounts. Ever since the account or the channel got compromised and you got hacked, Dana, you'll just have to wait and see what Kringle is. It'll be a surprise.
And let me look into that tonight before tomorrow and see if I can get that fixed, if they've said anything, because I haven't been into that email. So let me go look.
Okay. The second thing is, I'm not going to eat any type of jerky sausage stuff that is made with a pork byproduct. No.
Yeah, you're gonna try it.
No.
You just don't know it yet.
And you can't make me. No.
I wouldn't say that.
No.
I would never say that. Because see, I done something really bad one time. Not going to say who, because I don't want no paybacks. But there was a person one time that said, "I'll never eat deer. I would never eat one of those beautiful creatures." Oh, they ate deer, and they loved that burger.
There might be of that scene. How's the pie?
I eat shit.
I wasn't gonna say it.
My mom loves that show. She just watched it the other night. But remember one thing, Jesse. No matter how many fake accounts you have, you'll never surpass me.
Yeah, right.
I have thousands that I can run at one time on my old computer here that freezes up and is lucky to run a live YouTube live.
I don't know. Rumor has it there's a person with the last name starts with an S. Sins Sil. I can't remember it. Sil something.
Silver Tree.
Sil. I don't know. Apparently, they've got thousands of fake accounts and has been trolling several YouTube channels for a few years.
Well, yeah, he tried to troll me the other night, and I called him out because I knew who he was. And a lot of people thought that he had a high IQ, but honestly, I wasn't feeling well, and I wasn't even trying. And I had the dude like spinning in circles and upset and mad, and I mean, it was pretty bad. I mean, I couldn't believe that he was willing to go to the depths that he was to try to get Giles to accept him. I mean, I could smell the shit on his breath. It was bad. And I was like, dude, you really don't have to try that hard to impress him. It's pretty easy. I mean, Anthony can attest to that. And yeah, he he stopped talking to me. He actually said F you and blocked me. And I was just playing with him. Yeah. They're so easy though, because if you think about it, they don't have anything. Everything's a lie. Everything's an insult. I mean, my God, kids can do that. You know, I mean, you're not like that
they
song.
kind of are.
What was it, Shania Twain? That don't impress me much. You know?
Yep.
But no, back to the deer meat. A lady said, I will never eat that. I would never eat that. She did. It was mixed with hamburger, but she ate it. And she was like, that was the best burger I ever had. And I was like, yes, it was.
Well, I don't have to worry about you cooking for me, so hey, I won't be eating it.
I'm glad you brought that up. Glad you did. I have a plan. Ladies and gentlemen, I have came up with an idea. So, when Hunter comes home, I've had a lot of people ask me, can we please have a celebration get together? My answer to that is absolutely. Because a lot of people said that they would like to bring Hunter gifts and they want to meet him and have a get together, and you know. So we will absolutely do that. But I also wanted to take into account the people that cannot travel or be able to do that. So we will do a live get together with you guys that cannot travel. And it will not be Patreon or members only. Come as you are, just like the song Nirvana said, come as you are. And we will all have a get together live. So we'll have two. We'll have one in person for people that can make it. And the people on here that cannot travel, one lady said that she cannot travel that I spoke to today, but she would like to get, you know, gifts for Hunter and everything. I told her to wait, come to the live, and she could mail him whatever they wanted to, so we could have two get-togethers for him, and that would be perfect. And if everybody wants to meet him, absolutely, I got no problem with that. Just get ready for it, because he's probably going to run you all over down there, take you fishing, and show you this and that and everything else. But yeah, I don't see no problem with that at all. I mean, after all, this channel will be turned over to him eventually anyways. It's going to be his. And, you know, so y'all might as well come and meet the little to-be creator. But yeah, I have no problem with that at all. I think it would be a fun time, and I could make Jesse a burger, and we could all maybe make a big old thing of chili. That'd be even better. Well, let's make a huge pot of chili and have like, have you seen that new thing that they're doing where you make like a big thing of chili and you get like a whole bunch of different, like, what do you call it, sides, like onions, peppers, cheese, you know, different cheeses. You get like Fritos and Doritos, or not Fritos and Doritos, that's the other thing. But you get all your sides, and then you bring your favorite bag of chips and you cut the top off long ways. You put the chili over the chips, and then you add all your sides on top of it right in your chip bag, and you eat it just right there. Have y'all seen that? Have you seen that?
I know there's like a food truck that does that on YouTube. It's like but he has his own like chili recipe stuff. He's done that, but That's kind of the same thing as we would do it like potluck.
Do you think that would be a good idea though, for like to get together, just do like big things of chili, and then everybody could just bring all you'd have to bring is your favorite bag of chips, and if you don't want chips, well, I'm sure we'll have bowls and stuff. You can just have Frito chili pie or whatever. I think that would be easy. It would be fun. We could cook it right over the fire down there. Jessie could cook it. She could come down early, start doing the cooking. I mean, that's what Abe said. Keep the women in the kitchen. So I mean, at least we could get you down there cooking.
No.
I couldn't believe he said that. I really couldn't, and he wasn't joking either. I couldn't
No.
believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's
Yeah. Although, if you're doing chili, you better make sure that there's enough room for people to chill out afterwards, if you know what I mean.
take a number 2.
Yeah.
Well, what I need to do is when I feel better, take you guys on a trip. I've already had you there once, but show everybody where we would do this get together, because where we would do this get together at, there is camper hookups. You can camp in a tent if you want to. There's fishing. There is a his and hers bathroom with a shower in case you don't make it in time, and it's a nice facility. They also have a where we could all do like talks and stuff. It's an outside
Pavilion.
where, yeah, they do like plays and stuff there too. You can rent every bit of that lady said. I was talking to her, and we can also go inside and eat. They have a place we can rent to go inside and eat.
Mm-hmm.
The bathrooms are accessible, and there's a shower, and there's floating docks out there that everybody can go walk on. There is a swimming area if y'all want to swim.
Mm-hmm.
We have a warden 24/7 that patrols it, that is federal, so nobody's going to come in cause us any trouble. And here's the good thing: you can only carry a firearm inside of there if the Corps of Engineers at the front give you written authorization, which they said they would give to me, and that I could have my own security personnel that would be armed also with the warden there. And the director said she would give me written permission for that because I was 25 years cleat. Yeah, it has its perks. But yeah, we would all be safe. That was my main thing, is everybody's safe. Because, my life has been threatened, and we're going to be around people. So I thought it needed to be at a safe place. And people could bring their fishing poles. Y'all can go fishing, and y'all can go camping. There's things to do right around there. Y'all can go down to the dam and fish and explore the dam. You can go over to the sailboats and look at all the sailboats. There's so much. That frisbee, what's it called? Frisbee golf or whatever it is?
Disc golf, yeah.
They have it.
Disc golf.
They have it all over there. You can play like short matches, big matches, and they got one match. It is the whole size of that area in there. They call it the pro one.
Mm-hmm.
There is so much you can do, and you can bring your dogs. They have a dog thing. You can bring your dogs as long as they're on a leash. It's very family friendly, and the good thing is we got the wardens in there, and the military actually patrol that. So yeah, we're pretty safe in there. And it's really nice. They keep it mowed, and they keep it. Everything is just, hey, kudos to the Corps for that. The Corps of Engineers, like I said, love and hate. They came down here. You know how bad our flood was this summer, guys. Our roads flooded, and some of our roads that you go fishing on, the trees fell over on and all. Hey, they came down and cleaned those guys. They cleaned all that out and put down new gravel. They did do that. So, they do good. It's, and they can't help the people above them that make these laws. But yeah, they do a good job. They do. On some things. Some things are, left us a little bit, but hopefully we'll get that fixed. But yeah, The dam is pretty awesome. I think everybody would enjoy the dam because our dam, you can actually stand on top of it and you can feel the water roaring under you, vibrating.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty cool. There's probably one person they wouldn't let stand up there, be kind of dangerous, but everybody else
Okay.
could.
Okay.
They'd be like, Jowls, now, no.
Mm,
There's a lot of people below this dam, and we cannot take that risk.
mhm.
It'd be like a cannonball hitting it. But other than that, I mean, yeah, there is so many. I mean, I don't know. I think that when we do the get together, we should do it around September, October, when it's not just so damn hot that everybody's, dying, because Oklahoma runs 110, 115 degrees in the summer. That's not comfortable. And
No.
nobody's going to want to sleep in a tent in 120 degree weather. I mean, half of us would be dead by morning.
Mm.
I mean, it would look like, yeah, it'd be bad. But yeah, I think we could do something like that. I think it would be fun. I think Hunter would love it.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people here would like it too.
And they could, probably catch some fish if y'all wanted to. If y'all could go down to the dam, catch some fish, and they have cookers at each campsite has its own cooker. All you got to bring is your charcoal, and you can cook your fish right there and do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, Jess, I think that's about all I got tonight. I've got to get ready for tomorrow. Like I said, please keep me and my family in your prayers for protection and everything. Next week starts the beginning of a really big thing for me. And I just want to get it over with. I honestly do. And to get back and doing what I'm doing. I got a lot of pre-recording tonight to do also for next week. So y'all have video drops. So I got a lot to do before morning. But with that being said, I think you've already said your spiel.
I said my piece. Yep.
All right, everybody, we're going to jump off here. Thank you so much for watching. Share this out. Watch it again. Let these videos play. We're trying to get to the monetization view time is what we're trying to do. So if you're bored tonight, just let Wide Open play continuously. We need the hours. We appreciate it. We love you guys. We'll see you on the next live soon with another adventure, guys. Thank you. Oh, does everybody like the premieres before we get out of here? Would you rather us drop the videos as premieres or as regular videos? Type that real quick. Let me know at the end when we take off. Premiere or regular videos. Thank you for watching, guys. Love you, and we'll see you on the next one. Good night. God bless. Love and miss you, Hunter. Always, buddy. Don't give up, because I'm not giving up. Don't give up. We're getting there, buddy.